Okay, this is just going to be some general problems I run into with this class of furnace. Now this is Bryant, Day-Night, Payne, or Carrier. Number of different model numbers. I will give you a list of those model numbers. And just some of the common problems that happened with these furnaces. The biggest problem, the most common problem with this particular run of furnaces was that pilot assembly. That's a 3-wire pilot. And the way it's supposed to work, on the lower left you can see there's some wires coming out of it. That's the 3 wires that come out of this thing. Here's your pilot gas here and your high tension lead there for the spark. That's a single pole double throw switch on the 3-wire side. It's a bimetal, so that when it's in the normal position, it'll allow the spark igniter to light the pilot, and then as the pilot warms, it breaks that contact and shuts that off, and then will make the other side, which will open the gas valve. These things were the biggest problem with these things. They tended to stick. Usually on startup after a long shutdown, they would stick. So they oftentimes had to be replaced. One of the other possible issues with this furnace was this spark igniter. They have to have 24 volts coming into them. And that pilot assembly turns it on, and if it doesn't spark, there's no high voltage coming out of it, then it's failed. This is a gas valve for this thing. This gas valve is specific for this. I believe they still make this valve. I have not seen many lately. I haven't really looked, but this is specific for this furnace. It's the only one you can use. There's been some failures there. To kind of give an idea where the sequence could break on these gas valves, because they have to open a pilot valve which is in series with the main gas valve. When the pilot valve opens, gas passes out the pilot, and the spark igniter lights it. If that part doesn't work, the spark igniter will just sit there and try to light. That's a good idea that you got gas valve problems if you do have good gas supply. Then you'll sometimes see where main gas, when it comes on, when the pilot switch switches over and allows main gas to come on, that it won't open. And so the pilot will just stay lit, but the main gas won't come on. And you pretty much have to use your meter on this and use the diagram that comes with it to determine which of these wires is which. So there's some issues there you have to deal with on that gas valve, because that's a fairly common failure, where the main gas won't come on when the pilot will. And the last most common failure on these units is this fan board. This fan board, all this does is it works with the limit switch, it works with the fan switch, and it times the fan on and off. That's all it's for. Of course, it's got terminals down here, so all your terminals have to go through it. Occasionally it fails. They have assorted problems. Relays fail on them. Sometimes the traces on the back fail. One of the most common failures I've seen on this thing is the timing for the fan on. It just won't come on. It just doesn't come through. It doesn't energize the relays. But that board is a fairly common failure. Other than that, Not too much. This one was too early to have a lot of rust problems. Some of the furnaces between the late 80s and the early 90s had rust problems. This one did not seem to have too much of that. And I think that's about all on the Bryant Day-Night Payne Carrier electric pilot furnace.